Citroen's e-Berlingo aims to set the standard for small EV vans. With this updated version of the K9 series model, all the figures seem to stack up, and it's a little more affordable than some obvious rivals too. But the price premium to switch to electric still requires serious thought. This Citroen, though, might reward operators prepared for just that. For decades now, Citroen's Berlingo has been one of the market's go-to choices when it comes to small vans. Appropriately then, it was one of the very first to be offered in full electric form, the resulting e-Berlingo model matching the usability of its diesel counterpart. This Stellantis Group shared design replicates what you can also have with full electric versions of the Peugeot Partner, the Vauxhall Combo, the Fiat Doblo and the Toyota ProAce City. But Citroen hopes that decades of LCV experience with its dealer network will give it an advantage when operators are making up their minds. It's billed as an electric van with no compromise. Is it? Well, let's check out this improved version of the K9 series model and see. To find out more, you'll need the Car and Driving app, or stay with us and view the industry's most complete review, the Car and Driving Road Test. In this updated form, this electric model gains a new 52 kilowatt-hour battery, providing for an increased range between charges of up to 220 miles. As before, the battery pack energises a 136 horsepower front-mounted motor with 270 newton meters of torque. You start off in the default normal drive mode, and the other selectable drive settings are Eco and Power. You'll need the Power mode to unleash the electric motor's full 136 horsepower output with 270 newton meters of torque, as we said. Though if you drive like that, you will of course get nowhere near the improved 52 kilowatt-hour battery's enhanced WLTP rated best driving range figure of up to 220 miles. That's around 30 miles further than before. Obviously that'll fall with heavy loads in the back. For day-to-day use in an e-Berlingo, it's better to stick to the normal mode, which restricts output to 108 horsepower, or possibly around town to Eco mode, though that gives you just 81 horsepower and restricts the climate system. Normal mode should be fine for realistic maximisation of range, particularly if you're proactive with the regenerative braking pedals that have been added behind the steering wheel. There are 3 settings. As usual with EVs, if you do need performance, it's only a right foot jab away. 62 miles an hour from rest occupies 11.2 seconds, but the instant response you get to 30 miles an hour makes this LCV feel quicker than that. Overtakes are easy too. 50 to 75 miles an hour takes 8.9 seconds. The updated version of this third generation Berlingo adopts the more distinctive stubby front end style the brand first showed us with the EC3 Super Mini. That sees the company's new logo on a more overt front end grille. The result is a look that's a little more expressive and distinctly Citroen than before. This was, after all, the brand that brought us compact commercial style icons like the C4 Fourgon of the 30s and the characterful post-war 2CV van. As before, there's a choice of 2 body styles, but still no high roof option. This standard 4.4 metre long M version or a 4.75 metre long XL variant that sits on its own distinct lengthier wheelbase. At the rear, as usual with an LCV, the tail lamp design is vertical and linear to maximise the opening aperture of the doors that feature integrated hidden hinges designed to provide greater security against theft. This top driver trim level is recognisable by this painted bumper, and hidden in this overhead stoplight unit is the lens for the dynamic surround view camera system. The key changes made though to this updated Berlingo lie inside of the wheel. Let's take a look. The main news here is that properly modern screen tech has arrived for this Berlingo, or at least it will have, provided you've avoided base trim. A dashboard redesign has allowed for the installation of 2 new screens. First, there's this 10-inch digital instrument cluster. Pressing this button by your right knee varies what you see, flanking the central speed, gear selection and prevailing speed limit readout. Either vertical outer readings for battery charge on one side and a power meter on the other, or flanking boxes which can be empty or can contain trip data and battery charge info. Now, if navigation's been fitted, the left side of the screen can also show guidance directions too, saving you the need to look away to the middle monitor. There's also been a big step forward in infotainment with the installation of this larger 10-inch central screen. This central monitor uses a Qualcomm Snapdragon cockpit platform that integrates AI for the first time. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and voice control are all included, and there's navigation too with this top spec version. This monitor has 2 shortcut physical buttons and various home screens, here starting with one prioritising nav, mapping, phone and media. On nav-equipped models you can swipe left for full GPS mapping or swipe left again for another home screen full of icon widget boxes, including the usual Stellantis screen applications drawer, which is where the full energy section sits, and you can also access 11 different games along with an e-coaching section for driving tips and a My Citroen section that briefs you on the My Citroen app. There's a climate section too, though thankfully all the main climate functions are still controlled by a row of physical buttons below this monitor. Base spec Berlingos do without this centre screen, but get a redesigned smartphone station instead, allowing you to control the infotainment screen using your handset. There's no lack of storage space in the cab, 16 storage points according to Citroen, these including a 15-litre area in the centre console with twin USB-C ports nearby. You also get a large glove box just above a shallow ledge that sits above an open lower storage area. There's additionally an overhead shelf, a long shallow lidded box ahead of the instrument binnacle and a recessed area behind the central screen. There's a coin slot to cover the area for the grip control dial if you haven't specified it, and you get a cup holder at either end of the dash top, decent door bins and ticket clips in the sun visors and a concealed storage area below the middle seat. Plus, Citroen provides 2 coat hooks on the bulkhead. Avoid base trim and there's an extenso load-through hatch allowing long items to be pushed through from the cargo bay. As expected, it's all very car-like, and ahead of you there's a redesigned oversized steering wheel which now includes paddle shifters for brake regen and can now be heated. As before, it adjusts for both reach and rake. You sit very comfortably with height and lumbar adjustment as well as a built-in armrest, and there's now the option of this useful digital rearview mirror. This is a place to do business and scout for business, which you'll be able to do more easily with your laptop if you pull on this blue tab and fold down the centre part of this middle seat backrest, which creates a swivelling work surface. This feature another thing that's standard above base trim. At the time of this test in summer 2025, the e-Berlingo full EV version we have here was priced from around £25,500 excluding VAT, once the £2,500 government plug-in grant is deducted from the asking price. As you'd expect in this class, with both drivetrains, a crew van body style is also available with a fold-out second row bench. A sliding door on the left side is standard with this M body shape, while twin sliding side doors are standard with the lengthier XL version. At the back, the unglazed asymmetric rear doors open to 180 degrees. Citroen offers 3 Berlingo van trim levels: Enterprise, Enterprise Plus and, as in this case, Driver. All Berlingos get auto eco LED headlights with high beam assist, rear parking sensors, cruise control with a programmable speed limiter, remote control central locking with deadlocks, a driver's seat with lumbar adjustment, an overhead storage shelf in the cabin, air conditioning, a vinyl load floor covering and a 2-position movable ladder frame bulkhead. It's probably worth stretching to mid-range Enterprise Plus trim because this also includes the useful extenso opening bulkhead and a 10-inch central infotainment screen with Wi-Fi instead of just a central smartphone station. Now this top driver variant also adds front fog lights, full wheel trims, a security alarm system, rain sensitive wipers, and for the center screen, navigation, voice control, 4G connectivity, and there's also a digital rear view mirror, plus front parking sensors and a dynamic surround view camera system with flank guard detection. Key options include the full-size spare wheel that we have here, which also comes included as part of an optional worksite pack, which also includes increased ground clearance, grippier mud and snow tyres, an underbody protection plate, and a grip control traction system with hill descent assist. We'd want to consider the cargo pack, which for the low bay adds 4 storage rings, LED reinforced lighting and a 12-volt socket. Adding the optional wood floor to the cargo area might be worth doing too. Bear in mind that unless you choose the only standard colour, that's solid icy white, you'll be paying your Citroen dealer more for paint colour. We've got Cayenne Blue Metallic here. If you want to charge this electric model via a 3-phase supply, you'll have to pay £360 extra for an 11 kilowatt bi-directional 3-phase onboard charger. With this EV, you can also add a useful ePTO 400 volt plug-in electric socket, allowing you to power external devices like lights and power tools from the dry battery. Across the range, there's plenty of safety kit, including airbags for the driver and front passenger, lane keeping assist, an automatic braking system, blind spot alert, high beam assist, and an excessive speed warning system, plus driver attention alert and tyre pressure monitoring. If you want more, an optional drive assist pack adds lane positioning assist, extended traffic sign recognition, an upgraded advanced emergency braking system, and highway integrated assist with adaptive cruise control. Let's take a look in the cargo area. The twin rear doors open wide, and you can extend them out further by releasing these little yellow stays. As usual with an electric van, there's no capacity downside in opting for this EV version. This little LCV's load volume is up to 3.3 cubic meters in this short wheelbase M form, and even with this version there's easily enough room to slide in the usual Euro pallet. The useful Extenso load-through hatch that's standard above base trim increases capacity to 3.8 cubic meters. For the lengthier XL long wheelbase version, the capacity figure is 3.9 cubic meters, extendable to up to 4.4 cubic meters with the load-through hatch in use. With this M model, there's up to 1200 millimeters of load area height. It's up to 1270 millimeters with the XL version, and up to 1229 millimeters between the wheel arches. Load length with this short wheelbase M version is up to 1817 millimeters or 3090 millimeters with the load through hatch in use. For the long wheelbase XL variant, the respective load length figures are 2167 millimeters and 3440 millimeters. The load width is 1630 millimeters or 1527 millimeters with twin side sliding doors fitted. The crew van version can take up to 4 cubic meters with the second row bench folded, or 1.8 cubic meters with that bench in place. Payloads for this e-Berlingo standard panel van are rated at between 691 and 781 kilograms, the latter figure close to best in class. Brake towing capacity is 750 kilograms for this e-Berlingo. With the longer XL model, you get a sliding side door on each side. Each sliding door offers an aperture up to 675 millimeters wide and 1072 millimeters tall. As for cargo bay practicalities, well, there's a light in the top right corner at the back and plenty of silver floor tie downs with the option of LED cargo area illumination and a 12-volt socket. The wheel arches aren't as intrusive to the load area as with some other small vans, but you'll still want to get them covered to prevent scratches and scrapes. With this electric version, as usual with an EV van, there's nowhere for the charging leads the bag to go. With this EV, we'd want to specify Citroen's optional ePTO electric power takeoff system, which will allow you to power external devices like power tools or lights from your e-Berlingo's dry battery. And running costs? Well, here there's little for operators to worry about. As we told you in our driving section, this electric model is now rated at between 179.6 and 213 miles on a charge, though those figures will take a significant drop in really cold winter temperatures. The centre screen has an e-coaching section, which gives you tips split into different categories, or a daily tip each day. But most of these are pretty blindingly obvious, like reduce costs and fuel energy consumption on highways by reducing speed. This EV model's powertrain supports up to 100 kilowatt rapid DC charging with an 80% recharge taking 30 minutes, while a full charge from a 7.4 kilowatt single phase wallbox takes 7.5 hours, thanks to the 7.4 kilowatt onboard charger. Customers with access to 3-phase power can specify an optional 11 kilowatt onboard charger that will charge the e-Berlingo in 5 hours 4 minutes when using a wallbox that also supports this faster AC home charging solution. If you're charging from a domestic 3-pin plug, a full charge will take a yawning 31 hours 10 minutes. You can set charging times via the My Citroen app or via the centre screen's dedicated energy section, which also has an energy flow monitor and a statistics section that shows miles per kilowatt hour efficiency over the last 30, 60 and 120 miles. You'll also need to know that Citroen includes a 3-year 60,000 mile warranty as standard, which is way off the up to 10-year package that you could have on the Toyota Pro-Ace City version of this same design. A year's free breakdown cover is also provided, along with a 6-year anti-corrosion guarantee. With this e-Berlingo, the battery is guaranteed to 70% of capacity for up to 8 years or 100,000 miles. Service intervals are every 2 years or 25,000 miles, depending on which comes round sooner. And you can opt for a service plan that lets you pay monthly to spread the cost of regular work to your van. If you can justify the price premium over the diesel model, there are lots of reasons to like the e-Berlingo van over its diesel counterpart, especially with this LCV in this improved form. It's better to drive than the black pump fuel model, and the capacity figures are just as good. The range is now more class competitive too, though you'll need to be aware that the real-world driving mileage figures may not come quite as close as you'd like to the official stats. Of course, you can get much the same package with full electric versions of the Peugeot Partner, the Vauxhall Combo, the Fiat Doblo and the Toyota Pro-Ace City. But Citroen's dealers are often particularly competitive on price and well versed in the needs of commercial operators. If that's enough to persuade you into a new EV era for your fleet's small vans with this e-Berlingo, you shouldn't be disappointed with what you get here.